Imagine you're walking through a tech store or an open market and you spot that familiar silhouette in the display. Glass back, metal frame, that famous camera island, the iconic logo in the center. On the price tag, it almost feels like there's only one word: iPhone. But the price is nowhere near a real iPhone. Sometimes half, sometimes even 1/3. On YouTube and social media, we keep seeing similar videos. I bought a $50 fake iPhone. Fake iPhone Pro Max review. Can you tell the difference? Most of the time we watch these videos for fun. We laugh, we're surprised, we say, I can't believe they copied it this well. But behind all of this, there's a much bigger picture. Fake iPhones are the shop window of a huge counterfeit tech industry. In this video, we're not just going to talk about knockoff phones. We'll look at how design gets copied, how a global shadow economy works, and how the line between real and fake is getting thinner every day. The fake iPhone story leads us to a very specific place on the map, Shenzhen and its surroundings in southern China. For years, this region has been associated with a single word, Shanzhai. Traditionally, Shanzhai refers to a mountain fortress where bandits hide. In the modern world, it has taken on a new meaning, an ecosystem of clones and copies that imitate big brands but eventually create their own product culture. It started with DVD players, then MP3 players, and later with early feature phones. When the smartphone era began, Shanzhai turned into the world's unofficial phone workshop. Small workshops, assembly lines crammed into apartment floors, casings, main boards, and batteries arriving piece by piece. At some point, Shenzhen and its surroundings started working almost like an unofficial global phone factory. This ecosystem doesn't just produce fake iPhones. There are hundreds of no-name devices, cheap phones with their own logos, refurbished phones pushed back into the market. But within this massive market, one category stands out more than all the others: iPhone clones. So what exactly do we mean by a fake iPhone? Where does the illusion start? It all starts with the box. You see cardboard boxes that look very similar to real iPhone boxes, similar shades of white, similar typography, similarly placed logos and text. When you open the box, you are greeted by a familiar layout: a charging cable, small brochures. In some models, fake warranty cards and labels. The moment you hold the phone in your hand, the real power of imitation kicks in. When you look at the body, the proportions of the edges look very close to an iPhone. The camera island is in a similar position and shape. Color names are chosen to resemble apples. On the back glass, there are marks almost identical to the Apple logo. From a distance, for most people, this device looks like an iPhone. But the real illusion begins when the screen turns on. Once you power it up, you see icons that look like iOS, a similar lock screen, a familiar settings icon, fake App Store icons, in some devices, even fake iCloud screens. Underneath it all, what's usually running is Android. On top, there's an iOS-like skin, fake animations, pre-made icon packs, and copied menu layouts. You open the camera app, and on screen you see bold claims like 48 megapixels or 4K. When you zoom into the photo, you quickly realize that the level of detail and color accuracy is nowhere near a real iPhone. In short, fake iPhones aren't trying to copy the hardware of an iPhone as much as they are trying to copy the feeling of an iPhone. These devices are not produced in one big factory. Behind them is a scattered but interconnected network. Some buildings operate almost like shadow facilities. Lower floors produce casings and plastic parts. Several floors hold assembly lines. Other sections handle displays and battery assembly. Parts come from different workshops in the area. Suppliers that manufacture unbranded components, parts salvaged from old phones, very cheap, low-quality components. Once the phones are packaged, the job still isn't done. Now they enter a hidden logistics pipeline. Local street markets, back shelves of electronics shops, unregistered online stores, second-hand listings claiming imported from abroad, untaxed, unregulated sales channels. Some phones are sold as refurbished iPhones, others as original, just no box. In reality, you'll find devices with completely fake casings, unknown mainboards, hybrid phones made of genuine parts combined with fake ones. This chaotic network moves counterfeit products, stolen devices, phones with broken or altered serial numbers, and vague, maybe original, maybe not devices through the same channels. The result, real and fake, original and clone, can sit side by side on the same stall. Now we come to the key question. Why do people buy fake iPhones? There's no single answer. Status and image. For some people, an iPhone is far more than just a phone. How it looks on the table, how it appears in photos, how it makes them feel in front of others. The chip inside, the camera sensor, the security hardware often become secondary. What matters most is that to others, it looks like an iPhone. Economic reality. In many countries, a genuine iPhone is worth several months of salary. In such a context, a fake iPhone becomes better than having no smartphone at all. At least I have something that looks like an iPhone. So the fake device is presented as a kind of middle ground between economic pressure and the desire for status, lack of knowledge, and being misled. Especially in second-hand markets, many people don't even realize they're buying fake. The listing descriptions sound familiar. Imported, invoice lost. No box, but original. Only used for 1 to 2 months. When the box is well copied and the interface looks convincing, it's very hard for someone without technical knowledge to spot the difference, consciously taking the risk. There's also a group of buyers who know the truth. This phone is fake, but this is what I can afford right now. If it works, I'm fine. So the fake iPhone market isn't just a simple tale of scammers and victims. It's a mix of economic pressure, desire for social display, lack of information, and conscious risk-taking behavior. There are dozens, even hundreds of phone brands on the market. Yet when you say fake phone, the first thing that comes to mind is almost always the iPhone. Why? Because for years, Apple has been selling not just a product, but a very strong and consistent design language. The proportions of the edges, the shape of the camera island, the feel of the materials, the unboxing experience, the clean layout of iOS, icon placement and white space. All of these together send one very clear signal to our brains. This is an iPhone. Counterfeit manufacturers are aiming precisely at that signal. The real iPhones, chip architecture, camera processing algorithms, security hardware, long-term software support. All of that doesn't matter much to them. Their target is simple. From a distance, it should look like an iPhone. In photos, it should look like an iPhone. On a table, it should be mistaken for an iPhone. In other words, they're renting, stealing, and copying the first impression power of design. This reveals a deeper truth. The stronger a design is, the more likely it is to be copied. Apple's design language, refined over many years, has not only lifted the brand to the top of the market, it has also turned into the favorite target of the counterfeit industry. And seeing a fake iPhone as just a low-quality phone is only half the story, because the problem goes much deeper than material quality. Hardware risks, low-quality batteries, chargers that have never passed proper safety tests, cases with poor heat dissipation, components with a high risk of short circuit. All of these can lead to sudden failures, overheating, in extreme cases, even fires. Software and data security. Android builds without regular security patches, pre-installed malware and bloatware, background code that collects data and shows aggressive ads, fake banking apps, fake notification screens. These devices can gain access to your contacts, messages, and photos without you even noticing. The icon might say App Store, but you have no idea where the apps are truly coming from. In short, a fake iPhone is not just a cheap alternative, it's potentially a security vulnerability you carry in your pocket. Now, let's move to the content side. YouTube. Why do fake iPhone videos get so many views? They trigger a curiosity test. Viewers ask themselves, can I spot the fake? If it's this cheap, where will it fail? How far is it from the real thing? Throughout the video, the audience is quietly testing their own knowledge. That creates natural tension and entertainment. They mix humor and exposure, fake interfaces, weird translations, terrible camera performance, funny glitches. Creators showcase these and generate both laughter and a kind of public warning. Of course, big brands don't just sit back and watch. Legal action, raids on facilities producing fakes, seizures at customs. Yet the reality is this: the war against counterfeiting never fully ends. One factory is shut down, another workshop opens elsewhere. One copying method is blocked, a new one is invented. That's why the most critical line of defense still comes down to the same thing: user awareness. Today we're talking about fake iPhones, but that's just one chapter of a much bigger story. Fake earbuds, fake smartwatches, fake chargers, fake software, fake apps. And on top of that, AI-generated fake images and videos, fake faces, fake voices. The world is slipping into a new era we weren't really prepared for. Everything has a copy. The difference between genuine products and fake ones, between authentic content and fabricated content, gets a little smaller every day. So we have to ask ourselves, what am I actually paying for? The technical specs of a device, the story of a brand, or just the image I project to other people? That fake iPhone box is like a small test that touches all of these questions. If one day we reach a point where we're no longer sure whether the phone in our hand, the earbuds in our ears, or the video we're watching are real or fake, there will only be one thing left: our own awareness. As the line between real and fake gets thinner than ever, where we choose to stand on that line will ultimately still be our decision.